Alright. Part 2. Since I'm out here, I might as well do something I've been wanting to talk about anyway. Came out here to record the full moon, but the fog and the clouds messed up everything. So I want to talk about my truther journey. And what it's done for me, I guess. But it's been about 8 years. Started with the stormcloudsgathering friend bomb on Facebook. He was posting some cool stuff that I liked, and then Facebook used to have this thing where it asks you if you know this person, and then you'd get banned for friending people, and then he started the friend bomb, and that kind of like killed that whole feature on Facebook. He's got some good content on YouTube, but I've still got some friends from that friend bomb. David Smith, Shasta Leonard, Grunk Mac, Shasta does good awareness on vaccines and things like that. David's really into psychedelic cures and medicines, and Grunk is an aspiring musician. He is a good musician. I like listening to his stuff. He's got a YouTube channel. But those are my 3 oldest friends from the original friend bomb. I've got some really good friends. Went through some real troubles here recently, and I needed help with a lawyer, and the truth community really came through, because I had a cop come in my house and invade my personal freedoms. Ended up being like a rude awakening and a good thing for us. We got back on our feet with a whole child custody thing, but we have our children. Things are good now. But stormcloudsgathering started the friend bomb, and it led me to start questioning things. And at the time, I was still questioning if space was real, and I was listening to Joe Rogan, and I was nearly becoming atheist. And it's, a lot of people have seen that meme by Heisenberg, the first sip of natural science will make you an atheist, but the bottom of the glass it'll make you'll believe in God again. I butchered that quote, but honestly, that's a very profound quote for me, because I've came full circle. I used to believe in God and used to go to church all the time. I got away from religion, though. I don't like the cultish mentality. I'm more into spirituality now. But the truth community has really helped me to believe in myself and test and observe and repeat things for myself. And it's been good for me to get a grasp on who I am. Because I've always kind of questioned things and disagreed with the way life has been for me, because life is a struggle, and I've found it real hard without questioning things and just having to accept everything we've been told, and it made me hard to move along. But once I accepted there's other people like me and other people that don't accept what we've been told, there's a reason maybe for my woes, that maybe it was easier to move forward that way. So it first began, with chemtrails and vaccinations and psychedelics. I started diving into researching like DMT because of Joe Rogan. I find him awfully to be like he flipped on us a little bit. I think he got pressured from people, and I was listening to Alex Jones. I was much into like political, alt political content, like Christopher Green, AMTV, We Are Change, Alex Jones, Mark Dice, and I realized that all these people are connected, and that they were a side shit show of their own. And I don't agree with what's happening right now with Alex Jones, but I believe part of it is to give him validity. and make him look more credible. But I know they're starting to censor other people that shouldn't be censored, like Jordan Peterson, and just people that are speaking accordance to like free speech, and they're making all people that are questioning things look like kooky conspiracy theorists, and it's like just a derogatory term. So through this journey, I went from atheist to spiritual, from not thinking for myself to like being kind of like YouTube educated. I know that's another derogatory term, but I have started doing my own research and my own questioning of the YouTube stuff. Like a lot of people will wake up from mainstream indoctrination, but then go indoctrinate themselves with more YouTube content that's not true either. So I lost a son a couple years ago, so I stopped questioning things after I lost my son, after an accident. And I just started living my life, focusing on my family. And then one day on my birthday, it was about over 3 years ago, I decided to click on the Flat Earth link, and I realized quickly that I'd been lied to, and I got back into the truth community. And Flat Earth has really changed my personality. It's made me much more peace and loving and less toxic. I can still be very toxic at times, though, and I think it's like habitual toxicity, not like I'm curing myself day by day. And the community can be kind of toxic too. There's a lot of argumentative debates, discussions, and a lot of negativity that sucks you in, like a succubus. But I've taken a large step back. I've friended, unfriended. But it wasn't until I realized that the mainstream flat earth theory was a lie that I really started thinking for myself. Then I bought this Nikon P900. I started questioning that model. I started doing my own observations of the sun, moon, and stars. And I realized quickly for 100% that we've been lied to. But once I realized that we'd been lied to about the shape of our Earth, then you wonder what they're lying about everything else. And so a lot of it is like this fear-mongering and leftist, like liberal Zionist control. They want you to crush the human spirit, the family, the mother, father, kid, home. They want, the government raising you. They want you to be immature as long as possible, not taking care of yourself, to fight the government, to fight police, to be less cohesive of a human being as possible. I've realized that that's what a lot of the community is about. That's what a lot of social networks are about, and the spirituality side of me has allowed me to be more cohesive with everybody. I'm still having trouble with that today. I fight with people, regularly, I would assume, by some standards. And now I'm just like at peace with everything, like pretty much. I still can get bothered, but that's everybody. But now I'm on my own personal journey, and not so making it much a collective thing as an individual journey. And I got to just like not let others affect my mood and energy as much, and be an effect on others with my good energy. So I got into urine therapy a couple years ago. That really helped with my physical being. I got into veganism, vegetarian diets. I follow on and off the wagon all the time. Fasting. All these like physical health and diet, spending more time in nature has helped me detox my mind, body, and spirit all the way through. But nothing has been more important to me than my personal sun and moon observations and learning the true nature of our world. And I think the sun and moon are the most important things to me right now because it's hard for myself, my little bitty view from where I stand on Earth, to prove the shape of the Earth, to prove the distance, to travel everywhere, to map, chart, get high altitude footage all by myself. I can't prove everything without a shadow of a doubt that the Earth is flat, but I can prove that the sun and moon are small, close, and local to everybody's perspective, and that has changed how. There's like bats and hummingbirds flying around. I saw a huge bat earlier when it was still a little dark. But yeah, knowing that the sun and moon are personal to each observer, for without a doubt, is easy to prove. And I have dozens of videos on YouTube proving it, and ways and descriptions. But knowing that you have your own lights in the sky, and that they determine the seasons, the weather, where their positions are located, and shows you that it's a grand design and it's an individual but collective experience, and that we're all connected, but it's really about your own journey and making changes with everybody else cohesively. I urge people not to fight with the cops, not to fight and argue with one another, and just do the best they can. Like, just do your best. Always be the person that you want to be, and always remember who you were on this journey, because life is a roller coaster and you just gotta breathe. And I hope everybody keeps waking people up, and stick into things that you can test, observe, and repeat yourself. If you can't do it, you get stuck in rabbit holes. It's cool to be tumbling down the rabbit hole, but it's not cool to be sitting there sharing stuff that you cannot prove. I know that there's like pedophiles and things like that, but I find a lot of this stuff accusory, like suggestive, and a bottomless pit of wasting your time, and it's negative. Like, a lot of, you create the world you want to be in, and when you're constantly sharing children getting abused, animals getting abused, you're sharing these graphic images, a lot of people aren't ignorant to this stuff. You're just constantly spreading this negative energy. Like, almost everybody knows about this stuff, and for you just to keep diving in it, it's almost like a sick thing. Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying it? Because that's really a sick thing for your mind, just to be staying in. Like, I mean, it's not good for the mind to be in like that negative view of the world all the time, because when I go out in town and talk to people, that's not what I experience. All my life I've experienced nothing but love from the community. Like, very rarely have I've seen murder once my entire life. I lived in downtown Atlanta. I've lived a very rough life, but as far as I've seen the world, it's a pretty positive place. And when you're waking up from the truth community, in the truth community, you want to be positive, having a positive effect on the world, and you don't want to let it drive you to a sinister place. I see a lot of people, they all sit and they want to hate on the Jewish people, or they want to hate on paganism, or they want to hate on Muslims, or cops even. I've had a lot of bad run-ins with cops, but since I've stopped struggling and fighting so much, not so much. Like, I was following into the ethos of too much freedom. Like, freedom is good. We all deserve to be free. God made us free, and we shouldn't be servant to anybody. But there's a certain line of reality that you need to come back to that's healthy for you in society. And the Bible talks about this a little bit, and a lot of people say that the Bible teaches you to be a slave to government. No, it's teaching you what you should do, because you can't avoid government. No, you should always fight unjust laws and fight for your freedom, but do it peacefully as possible. And I really don't have a lot else to say regarding this truth movement. Oh yeah. A lot of people have lost friends, family. They stop talking to them because you're out on the prowl for the negative stuff. This is the last subject I'll get into. You know, I've had friends stop talking to me. I've had family stop talking to me. They think I'm crazy. I always want to talk about negative stuff. A lot of people don't want to be around the pedophile, the transvestite accusations, the hate of the military, the hate of this, the hate of that. A lot of people are brainwashed, just like that Morpheus quote. They'll fight everything that you're trying to wake them up with. You got to find a way to convey your message to where you're not being ugly about it. You don't have to worry about offending people. But I see a lot of people that are getting banned from Facebook or blocked, or this person doesn't talk to me anymore because of this. Maybe it's the way that you're saying it. Just maybe. Because I see a lot of people that are doing it, and it's the way they're doing it, not necessarily the content. So try to every day remove that toxicity from you. That is the whole point of this, is the toxicity. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it in your life. There's a lot of good people that are talking about that in the community. So I work every day at trying to get rid of it. I got a friend named Harry Matadine. He's an awesome person to follow if you want to see somebody who's really changed his life into positivity. But just like him, he's having problems with his dad. His dad is like scared of the man he's becoming because of urine therapy, and he's so vibrant in life. Yeah. Get out there, start doing your own research, things that you can test, observe, and repeat yourself. Talk to the public. Talk to your community around you. Get off Facebook. Get off YouTube. Stop preaching to the choir. Stop the echo chamber. Get views that disagree with yours, and see where they're coming from. But just wanted to say my truther activist friend bomb story and how I got all started in this, and it's been a good journey. It's been a psychedelic journey, and I hope everybody keeps waking up more and more, because waking up it's a phase. Every time that you think that you found something that wakes you up, you find something else that brings you a step further. Everything is phases. So I hope everyone's having a good, blessed day. Love, peace, and hugs.